So we have to solve this three-hinged arch, which has got two supports A and B, which are hinged. This is the crown C. The total height is 4 meters. There are 2 points D and E where inclined loadings are acting of 200 kilonewton and 150 kilonewtons, 30 and 60 degrees. Okay. So for this general question is you have to analyze this arch, find the bending moments at all the points, draw the bending moment diagram, find the reactions. So why this numerical is different? Because it has got inclined loading. Till now you had done arches which had got vertical loading or they had a UDL. Now this one particularly is got inclined loading. The moment inclined loading is coming, it means I have to what? Resolve the force, right? You all have studied this in engineering mechanics, that is resolving the force. Now, before resolving at this junction, I want to put some light on resolution of a force. What is resolution and how we do? Okay, so generally force system when we are talking, this is horizontal force, this is vertical force, this is H, this is V, correct? So if I have a force which is neither horizontal nor vertical, meaning it is contributing to the inclined force, correct? Now this inclined force, because it is neither horizontal nor vertical, it is automatically making some angle theta with the horizontal, and that angle will be given to us. Now what we will do is we will break this force F, which is inclined, into two forces, that is one is horizontal, one is vertical. So we will be breaking this single force into two forces which are mutually perpendicular to each other. That is always these two forces which are got from this one force are going to be perpendicular, meaning they are making an angle of 90-degree between them. So this is called, this entire procedure is called as resolution of a force. Exactly opposite to your resolution is nothing but your, when I have a resultant, what do I called it? We find the resultant no of a force. What is that procedure called? Composition of a force. This is resolution, resolving a single force into two forces, and that comes as composition of force. Now, when I resolve, there is a derivation of y cos comes with x and all. But now, for now, if you remember well and good, if you don't remember, just remember the trick. When I have this inclined force and it has got an angle theta, with whatever axis the theta is there. Now, for example, this theta, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So wherever is your theta, there cos goes. So your cos and your theta are best friends. The cos is always going to go with theta. Wherever is the theta, there it goes. Okay. So for example, now x. So I'll have fx and I'll have f of y. We are dividing this force f into one horizontal and one vertical component. Theta is with x, so cos term will come with f with x. So I will have the term here as f cos theta. The remaining one would be f sin theta. Okay. Say you got a inclined force. First, I'll draw the inclined force. Say you get an inclined force, and they have given the theta now with respect to y-axis. So when I divide this force F into a horizontal and a vertical, now this theta is going with y-axis. And what I said, cos and theta are always friends. The moment theta is gone with y, so f of y becomes f cos theta, f of x becomes f sin theta. So remember this, very important. Wherever the theta is, there the cos term goes. If theta is with x-axis, f cos theta is your fx. If theta is with y-axis, f cos theta is with y. One concept. Next, sign convention. So all of you have plotted graphs in high school. So based on the same thing is the sign convention. So in graph, this is positive, this is positive, this is positive, this is negative, this is negative, this is negative, this is negative, and this is positive. So this is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. So if I have a force which is in the which is like this, okay. So it is a first quadrant force. No? If I have a force like this is the head, this is the tail of the force. So I will be resolving it at this tail into two mutually perpendicular forces. So now this becomes a first quadrant force and theta would be here. So f of x is also positive, f of y also is positive because both of these are positive in nature, right? Similarly, if I give you a force which is like this in nature, So this is the second quadrant force now. So when I resolve it, it will be from the tail in this direction. So f of y is positive, up is positive, no? And f of x is going to be negative, correct? Then say I give you a force in this direction. So this is the third quadrant. So when I resolve it, f of x is also minus and f of y also is going to be minus, correct? And then you have a fourth quadrant force like this, which is f of x is positive and f of y is negative. So these are the sign conventions. So you should understand either it can be 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Either the force can be like this or like this or like this or like this. This only inclined. There is no other inclined than this. Other than this would be these two sets which are directly horizontals and verticals. Okay. So this is the basics for the sign convention. Now with this all basics, when we look into our particular given problem. So the diagram is clear. There is this force like this, and there is this force like this. Okay. Now tell me which quadrant is this 150?
First quadrant.
See, 150 is acting like this. Sign arrow is here. Which quadrant is 150?
Third man, third man.
Third quadrant. It is third quadrant. Correct. So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Correct. It's a third quadrant, and he gives this as 60 degrees, meaning he's drawn one random line over here and says this is 60. If this is 60, this is going to be 60, no? Vertically, not vertically, corresponding angles or alternate angles, whatever you call. Right. If this is 60, this is going to be 60. So that means theta is with x-axis. So I will have here f cos theta, which is 150 cos of 60, and this would be f sine theta, which is 150 sine of 60. This goes in minus, this also goes in minus because it is third quadrant. Okay. Then next, coming to 200. 200 is given like this, and its angle mentioned is 30 degree. Which quadrant force is 200?
Fourth.
Fourth. Anybody else? Any other answer? This is a
Fourth
fourth
man.
quadrant force. Correct. So one is going to be like this, another one is going to be like this. Correct. So this is 30. So this is going to be 30. So this is f cos 30. That means it is 200 cos of 30, which is positive, and this is going to be f sine 30. That is 200 sine of 30, which is going to act as negative. Am I right? So first we need to know these two. So once we know this procedure, what we will do, we will be resolving it on the diagram itself, because I need to make calculations of when I'm taking bending moments and all, we take them there only. So it is always better to resolve it on the diagram rather than doing it elsewhere. Okay. So this is your curve. These are the points. So forces were given like this, right? And this was how much? 150, and this was 200. Right now, resolved ones. One is like this, one is like this. So this is 200 sine of 30. This is 200 cos of 30. Okay, this 150 goes like this and like this. So this is 150 sine of 60, and this is 150 cos of 60. Okay, so now how many forces I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 forces, 2 horizontals, 2 verticals, and then your regular reactions. Any doubt till here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now once this is done, then everything else will remain same, right? So first step, I have to find the reactions. So when I'm finding the reactions, now at support A, I'll have a horizontal HA and I'll have a vertical VA. At B, I'll have a vertical VB and I'll have a horizontal HB. Correct? So apart from this, now when we are finding the reactions, I will be using summation f of x equal to 0, summation f of y equal to 0, and summation ma or summation mb equal to 0. Right? So let us start with summation f of x equal to 0. All the horizontal forces you have to consider. So I have HA. So this is HA. And then I have this, that is how much? Plus 200 cos of 30. Then I have minus 150 cos of 60 and minus HB equal to 0. Correct? No? HA is plus, this is minus, this 200 cos 30 is plus 150 cos of 60 is minus equal to 0. So I'll have a condition HA minus HB equal to, get me this value please. So
98.205.
98.205. So you have a condition HA minus HB is equal to this, right? Okay. Next, take summation f of y equal to 0. So in summation f of y equal to 0, what all we have? I have a VA plus VB, VA plus VB minus 200 sine of 30 and minus 150 sine of 60 equal to 0. These two vertical forces. So I'll have a equation VA plus VB equal to, what is this value please?
Minus 131.69.
Minus 131.69 kilonewtons. Okay, fine. Then we will take moment at A equal to 0. Let us take moment at A equal to 0. So when I'm taking moment of all the forces at A equal to 0, observe this distances I have not given now. This is 6 meters and this is
Ma'am,
yes.
VA plus VB, it should be minus 229.90.
You're getting minus 229. Others please check 200 sine of 30.
Minus 229.90.
Is it 150 sine of 60? Yeah, 229.9, correct. 229.90, correct.
Ma'am, minus.
Minus, yes. Why minus? These both will go to the right hand side, no? This minus and this minus will go to the right hand side, it becomes plus. Correct, no?
Yes, ma'am.
It becomes plus. 229 is correct. VA plus VB, this is minus, both will go to the RHS side. So it becomes plus. Okay. Now when I'm taking say moment at A, so these two are giving me 0. Then this 200 sine 30 will go to A in clockwise with a perpendicular distance 6. 150 sine of 60 goes to A with a perpendicular distance of 24 minus 8. That is this distance. Okay, clockwise. Then I'll have VB into 24 anti-clockwise. HB also is passing through this point only. So HB also will not give me any moment. And then I have this 200 cos 30 giving me moment with this value. And 150 cos of 60 with this value. How do I find these heights? Can anyone tell me? See, these two also are giving me force. These forces are giving me moments, no? So 200 cos 30 will go to A in clockwise with this perpendicular distance. How will I get this perpendicular distance? We do it in while doing moments. What equation is that? Yes. Okay, I'll call this as YD and YE if you remember at least now. How do I get YD and YE?
Rise and slope formula.
Slope. Correct. So using the rise and slope equation. So I know that from rise and slope equation. So what is the rise and slope equation? Y equal to 4hx divided by L square into L minus x. Correct? Where at a particular x distance, I will get the y value. So when I'm talking at D, it is YD at D, x value is going to be how much? This is your x value. It is 6 meters. Therefore, yd equal to 4, h is also 4, x is 6, divided by L is 24 square into 24 minus 6. You get the value of yd. Please get me the value of yd. Oh, it was not visible till now. 4hx divided by L square into L minus x.
Ma'am, minus 2.
You're getting negative, huh?
Hmm.
How is that possible? 4 into 4 into 6 divided by
And
24 square.
3.
Ma'am, plus 3.
Papi, yaar, adu minus 2 hai. I also came into tension for 1 second. Right? Just check. Okay. Once you find YD at E, what is the x value we'll put? You can directly put x value as 8 also, or you can put 24 minus 8 also. We will put 8, simple, at x equal to 8 meters, right? YE would be 4h, x is 8 divided by L square is 24 square into 24 minus 8. How much is YE?
3.5, ma'am.
How much?
3.55.
3.5 meters. Correct. So I'll make a note of these two here. So using rise and slope equation, we have found YD to be 3 meters, YD is 3 meters and YE is 3.5 meters. Okay. So next, I will erase this. We got VA plus VB, right? 229.29, no? So we had VA plus VB equal to 229.29, I think. Right. Now, where was I? We got a YD value of 3 meters, YE value of 3.5 meters. Now let us take the moment at A equal to 0. Let us take the moments. So when I'm taking moment, these two are gone. I have this 200 sine 30. So 200 sine of 30 into perpendicular distance is 6 meters. And it is giving clockwise, so it is plus. Then 150. This 150 also goes in clockwise. So plus 150 sine of 60 into perpendicular distance is how much? 24 minus 8. 16, no? 16. Okay. Minus VB into total, that is 24. Right? Then I have this horizontals. This 200 cos 30 goes in clockwise. So plus 200 cos of 30, this into YD. Okay. So YD value is 3. And minus this 150 goes to A in anticlockwise. So minus 150 cos of 60 into YE, that is 3.5, is equal to 0. From here, only VB is unknown. You get the value of VB. Please get me the value of VB.
One 122.31.
122.31. Anybody else? Any other answer? Yeah, I also got 122.31. I'm also getting 122.31. If VB is that, VA would be 229.29 minus 122.31. That would be how much? VA is 106.97 kilonewtons. Check whether you're getting the same answers.
Yes, ma'am.
You're getting the same answers? So VB you got, VA you got. Okay. Fine. Any doubts with this? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, next we found VA, VB. I have to still find HA, HB. So for HA, HB, how I will have to note down the values. VA is 106.97. 107 only you can take. VB is 122.31. Okay. To find HAHB, what you used to do? Like regular principle, regular procedure is what? Yesterday and all. How you find HAHB? We take moment at what point? To find,
Moment
yes,
at C.
to find H, we take summation MC equal to 0. That is moment at C equal to 0. So let us take moments at C. So MC, when I'm writing moment at this point, I'll take VA, I'll take HA, I'll take this distance. And do I have to take this 300 cos? Yes or no? Yes, no? This will also go to C. Now see, I'll just draw the half of the section where I'm taking moment. This is your arch, correct? So this total height is 4 meters. And at this point, your height is 3 meters, right? Here you have a force like this, and there's another force like this. And then there is here VA, which is 106.97. You can take it 107 directly. And this is what HA. I need to find this. Okay. And then done. So this is going to be 200 sine of 30, and this is 200 cos of 30, like this. So when I'm taking moment at C, first I will write this total distance is 24 by 2, that is 12. Okay. And in that, this distance is 6 meters. So I take VA into 12 first. So VA into 12 clockwise, then HA into I'm taking moment at C. So HA into 4. So minus HA into 4 because it goes like this anti-clockwise. Then I have this 200 sine also is going anti-clockwise. So minus 200 sine of 30 into this distance. So 12 minus 6 is 6. And then you have this 200 cos going in this direction. So minus 200 cos of 30 into what is this distance? Can you calculate and tell me how to get this height? Total is 4 and this is 3. So the distance is going to be 4 minus 3 equal to 0. So I have the value of VA. VA is 106.97. I take it as 107 into 12 minus HA into 4 minus 200 sine of 30 into 6 and minus 200 cos of 30 into 1. 4 minus 3 in 1 equal to 0. From here, you get the value of HA. Please give me the value of HA.
127.69.
127.69.
You're getting 127.69. All of you, please check. And if I do from the other side, I have to get HCS same, no? If I'm taking moment at C from the other end, that is this end, VB into 12, like that. So I will write that equation here only. Moment at C from the other half, I'm writing VB into 12, VB into 12, which is anti-clockwise. Okay, then plus 150 sine of 60 into 12 minus 8, that is 4. Then minus 150 cos of 60, that is this, into 4 minus 3.5, that is 0.5. Okay, and this h, and minus or no, plus h into total height, that is 4 equal to 0. This h goes like this, no? HA. So HA, no, HB. So what is the value of HB here? HB into 4, this is. What is the value of HB? VB, you know, is 122.3.
487.45.
You're getting such big number. Both should be. Why we are getting such big number? VB is what? 122.3 into 12 minus 150 into sine of 60 into 4 minus 150 into cos of 60 into 0.5 only, you know, the differences. And then plus HB into 4 equal to 0. Others also please try. Plus, 22.3 into 12 plus 150 sine of 60 into 4.
Ma'am, 227.62.
Yes, 227 is a correct answer, I think. Plus 150 cos of, even I'm solving later, cos of 60 into 0.5 divided by 227. HB is 227.62.
621. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes,
that should be plus 150 sine 60 into 4, ma'am.
ಯಾವುದು?
Second one minus 150 sine 60 ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಇದು ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಳಗ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ದೀನಿ.
ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
First you write plus, then second one minus 150 you take.
Oh, this is plus. You're talking of this, no?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
I'm taking moment at this point. This is anti-clockwise, no? See, 122.3 is your VB. I've written the value wrong or what? This has to be 106, no, VA. Correct? This figure was for this. Or have I erased? 227 you got now, 0.62. So VA into 12, and I have erased that earlier part. Okay. Correct. Sorry, this was how much? 122.3 into 12. This should be plus 150 sine. Yes, correct. Now you get 227. You're getting 227 when we take plus or with minus? With plus, I think, no? Hello? HB value 227 is correct. And
Ma'am, with plus.
with plus it is 227, right? That is correct.
Ma'am.
Previously also, I think when I drew the diagram, there somewhere it has gone wrong because your HA will be equal to HB, that is 227.8 kilonewtons. Okay, HA will be equal to HB because previously also we saw these both are what? Hinged supports. So HA will be equal to HB. Condition if I see only the hinge reactions. So this will be same. HA will be equal to HB, that is 227.8. Okay, and VA and VB are correct. That is 106.97 and 122.3. So this particular problem, finding your VA, VB, HA, HB itself is important because you are having all resolved forces. Okay, with the resolved forces and their moments, we have to get this value. Once you get this value, then now finding the moment is not difficult. So we know second step is bending moment, right? So bending moment at D I have to find, and to find bending moment at D I require YD, and I know the value of YD is 3 meters. No need to again write the slope and rise equation, right? Then I have to find bending moment at E, for which I require by E, that is how much? 3.5 meters. Correct? So directly now let us write bending moment equation. So bending moment at D, let us first find. That is this. So it is going to be this part. Okay. So here I have 200 D only. No, moment at that point is 0 only. This will not come into picture. So you will have only this distance VA, that is 106.97, and you will have 227.8 as HA. Diagram is not visible, then you should tell me. Okay, and YD value is 3 meters. I want to find the bending moment at D. So how do we write the bending moment equation? Bending moment at D is given by VA into, this is 6 meters. So VA into 6 minus 227.8 into 3. So VA is 106.97 into 6 minus 227.8 into 3. What is the value? Bending moment at D? It is simple. Directly one step. 106.97 into 6 minus 27.
Ma'am, minus 41.58.
Yes, minus 41.58 kilonewton meter. Okay. So similarly, when I'm doing bending moment at E, so only this part, right? So I have a VB here and I'll have a H here, and this is your E, and this distance is 3.5 and this distance is 8. So bending moment at E is given by minus VB into 8 and plus H into 3.5. So minus VB into 8 means minus 122.3 into 8 plus H is, how much was H value? 227. 227.8 into 3.5. What is the value? Bending moment at E?
Ma'am, minus 181.1.
You're getting minus 1
81.1.
1 kilonewton meter. Okay. BB into 8 is anti-clockwise only, correct. So these are your two bending moment values. So both are minus only. So when I'm plotting, so this is my arch, and I have this value and this value, and this is going to be 0. So here it is first minus 41.8 and this is minus 181.1. So from here it goes negative 0, negative 0. Entire thing is going into negative bending moment. Okay, so this is the bending moment, and to this you can find the normal thrust and radial shear if it is asked in the question, or else it's okay, no need to find. Right, I am getting some different value for moment. I will just solve this example again later and I will circulate it to you. Okay, if it is wrong, then I'll circulate it to you. Right, so this is the type of example that can be appearing again in your examinations. This could be a version wherein they are trying to complicate the things. Now next, I want to discuss something. My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I had to show some question papers. Now screen is visible? No.
It's visible, ma'am.
It's visible. These are some of the question papers. A question paper is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I just wanted to parallelly run through the question papers also. See, initially this was module 4. So important questions will always remain same, right? So this is module 4 mein. First question is related to your cable, so we'll not read that. Next question, 7B. A 3-hinged parabolic arch of span 24 meters, so total span is given. Rise 6 meters, so height is given. With hinged at abutments, that is your A and B, and at a crown, so that is C. Arch is subjected to a point load of 50 kilonewton and 150 kilonewton. That is, first he says 50 and 150 at a distance of 8 meters and 20 meters from left support. This is the sum we did yesterday. Yesterday we have done 50 and 150, same thing. Determine the reactions at all the supports, radial shear and normal thrust at a distance of 6 meters from the left and the right support. Draw the bending moment diagram. Are you comfortable with this? Like we have done the same numerical yesterday. Okay. Next, question number 8A is cable. 8B. See, they have mixed cables and arches. Okay. 8B, a 3-hinged parabolic arch is having a span of 36. So L is 36. It is subjected to UDL of 30 kilonewton per meter from left support up to crown, meaning entire half left is 30 kilonewton per meter. Determine the normal thrust, radial shear and bending moment at quarter span point located from left. Quarter means what? Total is 36. So half of 36 is how much? 18. So quarter means half of 18. That is at 9 meter distance. We have to find the radial shear, normal thrust and etc. But entire left support is having a UDL of 30 kilonewton per meter. Something same we have done, but with different values, right? So that is one question paper. Next, we have one more here. Okay. Question number 7A. A 3-hinged parabolic arch is having a span of 36. It is subjected to uniformly distributed load of intensity 30 kilonewton per meter from left to the crown. That is same like previous. Determine the normal thrust, radius, etc. Located from left at a quarter span, meaning that same question is repeated twice. Same, it is no change. But there it was for 12 marks. Here it is for 18 marks. 8 marks. Then this is about a cable. Question number 8 is calculate the support reaction, normal thrust and radial shear at a point D for a hinged at different level. This is, I have not yet taken this. Okay, so we will do this later. The next question paper I'll go. Module 4. Okay, footbridge, this is different cables. 7A and B are cables. 8A. There is no 8B, there is only 8. One full question is asked. A 3-hinged parabolic arch has span of 16 meters. Total span L is 16. Central axis is 4 meters. It carries a point load of 100 kilonewton at 4 meter from left support. Okay, so from left side A, you will have at 4 meters a point load of 100. Evaluate reaction components, moment thrust and radial shear at a section of 6 meters from left. Okay, and take he's given you the slope equation with left hand support as origin. Draw the bending moment diagram. Very simple. This is asked for 16 marks. Almost all the question papers that I've seen are like this. Only 3. I have another 2, 3. I had opened and but it has gone now. I will circulate it. Okay. Why I'm reading the question paper here is you will get a kind of confidence when you see the same type of questions which is solved in the class and in the question paper. Okay. So almost all of them 3-hinged arch like this is done. Next I will be doing for different support. So this was for same support, no? So now we will do it for different levels of support. Then I'll start with cables. Any doubt you have with 3-hinged arches? Any doubts with 3-hinged arches?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. So what you can do is